the receiving room has had me slightly baffled. And I don't know if it's a combination of Drew still feeling things out like I just elaborated on, or if it's just we got kind of so many guys. It goes back to that thing you were talking about, B, where it's hard to get in a rhythm when you're rotating so much. You know what I mean? But even Keandre, like, I don't know if we've had a guy like just come out and be like, I'm that dude. Like Allen was, like Chris and Hammy were, like I don't know if we've had a guy do that where you could feed him the ball 15 times and he's going to get open and win and do it consistently. So what are your thoughts on that room and, you know, where we can maybe make some strides with that?
Go ahead, Sickles. Take it.
Couple thoughts. I think Drew Lawrence's performance last week, I think people tend to forget Northwestern is a really well-coached team.
Always tough.
Always a tough, really well-coached team, especially on that defensive side of the ball. So we have to throw that.
So was Iowa.
Huh?
So was Iowa.
Yeah, I know. Iowa, has some trouble at Beaver Stadium, but I don't know. But going back to it, I think getting in a rhythm for those key positions at wide receiver, the last 6 years we've had dudes, right? You had guys that took every snap. If they took one snap, it was for a quick swig of water, and I just think it's still a young position room. So, they're going to have to step up, and those leaders are going to emerge throughout the season. Drops are frustrating. It's just short memory, go to the next play. O-line-wise, this is the best the offensive line has looked in a while, I think, especially up front.
Dude, I think it goes back to, the Darryl Clark, Michael Robinson year.
Yeah, that first snap when they came out against West Virginia, I was like, boys, we got no line. They passed the eye test and everything, and we were running the ball at the end of the game. We were moving that line of scrimmage. But I just think they're still young, and it goes back to each game, each play, each series, those guys are going to get those invaluable, reps, even if it's just mental. Those guys are just going to keep building on top of that, and you're going to have one game where, somebody kind of takes ownership of being the guy in that room. So I'm excited to see who it is.
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible, but to your point, Hack, it could be concerning as we get into these games are coming that we're talking about. The real deal, games are coming, and as you said, we talked about last week, Drew's going to have to make those 5-6 plays, but it's going to be those receivers making those 5-6 tough catches. Yeah. As we said, we had Hammy and Rod God and AR. These guys, it's getting open, but it's also Ohio State's not going to let you get open. Michigan's not going to let you get open. It's going to be –
and you're going to have a pass rush in your face.
Yeah. Ball catchers taking a hit. Dudes are grabbing you. Everyone holds. It doesn't get called, especially those two teams. So it's going to be those – that's where you want to see guys kind of – seeing that same improvement that we're talking about, the D-line and linebackers and DBs, kind of want to see that same improvement because you're only going to get the ball thrown to you every time is an opportunity. Like to see him make the most of it, but as we keep talking about, we have the talent and depth to make it happen. So,
I think the tight end room's been a consistent theme, and I'd really like to see them get involved more in the open field and your normal down passing game. I feel like they use them really, really well down in the red zone. But I don't think you see them being featured enough, whether it be off of play action and letting them go in there and kind of run a 12-yard bang around search route between the hashes off of a soft linebacker or safety or something like that. I just think being able to get those guys going too will only help facilitate for sure one-on-ones on the outside.
Yeah.
For those guys. So you're really putting those receivers in the best position possible to say, listen, man, it may be quarters, but those safeties' eyes are going to be inside working on who's going vertical and trying to slow that down. You just got to beat this guy. Whether it's a comeback, stop route, something like that. You just got to win your one-on-ones. And I think again, and then Drew, like I said, Drew's got to start playing with more timing and anticipation with those things. He makes those throws that are awesome, and like I said, he does a good job with the game plan throws, and he even does a good job finding those checkdowns, but it's not as consistent. And then that intermediate passing game, he's shown flashes of it. I'm not saying that he doesn't do it, but I'm saying consistently with a guy at that talented, that's what people are going to look for his next step in his evolution and his development. So anyway, Northwestern, we got them 1-0. Did what we needed to do, and was, I think, ultimately pleased with how we pulled away. They had me shaking in my boots there for the better part of the first half and the third quarter, but we got it done. So
still breaking records.
Still breaking records.
Was it? Yeah, we're slightly behind Ohio State for the most consecutive games, scoring 30-plus points. I think we're going on 13 games.
They have 4 games short. I think if we do it for the next 4 games, we got it.
Okay. It was the Ohio State 13-14 run, which that was a crazy offense. That was a crazy offense. So, as you said, we all got to chill out. But it's because we want and expect so much, and rightfully so. We deserve it. The players deserve to make it happen. That, we get a little crazy sometimes when we're not blowing teams out by the first quarter. But if you look around college football, no one is. All these teams are coming out tough. No one's really just handing it off and running for 300 yards a game. If you really pay attention, Alabama, Georgia's not controlling the line of scrimmage as they usually do. So everyone stay cool. These guys are figuring it out, and it's exciting to watch and looking forward to it.
It's a crescendo.
Yeah.